So you must be Jesse. The man that was moved into the headquarters building from the small office out in the middle of nowhere, right? It must be tough for someone from the country to come live in this huge city.
Bernard, thank you for having me here. Of course, it's been a long time since I've been to the city, so my first few months here may have been tough for me. I was surprised this morning just by the amount of people that were commuting into work.
By the amount of people, huh? That's what it's like here in New York City. Don't talk about it like it's a bad thing.
I didn't say that with any bad intentions toward the city. I'm sorry if that came off the wrong way there. Well, anyway, I look forward to working with you here. There are things that I might not know much about yet, but I'll do my very best.
Do you think you'll be able to do anything within the HQ when you've come all the way here from the boonies? I'm sure that soon enough you'll be running away with your tail tucked between your legs.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? I'm never planning to run away from the job I have now.
You're from the country and you have nothing to offer this company's HQ. I'm the one saying that, and I've never been wrong about anything.
Well, I'm sorry, but you may be wrong this time. Are you talking poorly about me just because I'm from the countryside? I'm sure you're not happy to see me moved into the HQ from that smaller office out there, but...
Of course I'm not happy. You all don't know what good culture is out here. You'll never be able to adapt to the culture we have here in this sophisticated city of New York City. Why were you allowed to come here? You won't make it here even a month. And if you want to know why that is, it's because you're a redneck.
I wasn't born in the countryside, though. And you thinking I won't make it here very long is another misunderstanding on your part. Bernard, why are you being so aggressive with me? Do you really not like the idea of what the countryside has to offer?
Of course I don't. I have worked in this HQ all my life in the center of this city. And I will not allow myself to become close to anyone that's from somewhere as dirty as a country. And I do not need some redneck working in my department. And from what I've heard, the work you did out there at that small little office doesn't compare to what we all do here. So you'll never be able to understand and complete your work here. You still think you're welcome here for some reason. Normally, someone like you should just quit being asked to work at the HQ.
Bernard, please excuse me, but I feel as though there really is a huge misunderstanding between us.
When I heard yesterday that you'd be coming to this office, I was a bit concerned for my department. The CEO stated that you were here for some special reason, but I know that's all a load of crap. But there's nothing I can do about what the CEO believes. I don't even think that I'll be able to drink with you during the party later. Why don't you just stay away from it?
Could you please stop talking about me like that? I am in a position that was gifted to me by the company, and you think I'd give that all away to please you? I'm not going to do something so strange.
The only thing strange here is a redneck thinking that they have any right to be in this company's HQ. I've thought about all that a lot since yesterday. If you come to that party, you're going to regret it, Jesse.
And in your case, before making anyone regret anything, you should take a look in the mirror and fix that poor attitude of yours. If you continue to talk poorly about me and my experience working for that smaller office, you'll be the only one regretting anything.
Go back to the farm, you pig.
I'm shocked. You really went ahead and poured your beer all over me at the party.
Well, that's perfect for a redneck like you, right? You should be pleased by that.
I can see you're really happy with yourself for doing something so ridiculous. But are you unaware of the consequences that'll come from this?
What did that piss poor attitude? I'm your manager, right? Well, there's no way you'd know how to act towards me. After all, you're just a no-brain redneck. You all don't have the common sense needed to work here. And as I've heard, there's no common sense for you all out there anyway.
Looks like you're going to be regretting all of this very much now.
Well, that right there was me introducing myself to you. I had to make sure to do it the right way since you're from somewhere as dirty as the countryside. Maybe pouring all that high-quality beer on you was a mistake, considering you all drink crappy beers out there. Oh, please forgive me for that. What the hell do you think you're doing saying it's your CEO? Come over to me right now. This is the executive director. Huh? Something for me? Why would my boss be using the phone of a dirty pig? I will not let you get away with saying such rude things to this company's CEO. I found you. Get over here now! Who is this that I'm talking with right now? I'd love to have a moment to speak with you.
Just a second ago, the executive director grabbed my phone and started saying all of that to you so that he could find you. Bernard, I'm sure that he chewed you out pretty hard there just a second ago, right?
I'd like you to allow me to apologize to you. Do you think I can come and talk to you in person?
Even though you were just kicked out of the building a few minutes ago? I don't think you'll be allowed back in now to talk with me, correct?
Jesse, is it really true that you're the CEO of this company?
Yes, I'm the newly appointed CEO.
What? Seriously?
You've been very rude to me. And do you really think I'd lie to you now about being the CEO? There's nothing in doing that for me. Now, if you'd like to know how I got here, it's due to the fact that I had always worked closely with the previous CEO. And after a few years of proving my strength, I was given the position when he left. And that's why I was moved from that smaller office to the HQ. If before you had poured all that beer on me, you took a moment to look at the seat I was in, you would have noticed that it was the seat for the CEO.
I didn't notice a single thing like that. I'm so very sorry for that. Can you allow me to explain myself?
I don't need you explaining anything to me. I think that anything you have to say to me now is a total waste of my time. Have you started to let it all sink in now? That after doing what you've done to the CEO, the air around you has become a lot more constricting. That right there is what'll happen after the actions you've made.
Well, I never knew a thing about you. I'm so sorry. I seriously never knew that you had come all the way to the HQ to become the new CEO. I just assumed you were another redneck coming to ruin the work culture we have within the main office. And that made me become very irresponsible with my actions and language towards you. I'm embarrassed by what I've done.
After all that, I'm sure you want to apologize to me. But maybe you should have acted more your age and waited to see the man I really am.
I know that. But I'm apologizing to you now, right? So isn't it time you act like a respectful CEO and forgive me?
Oh?
Huh?
You think after what you'd done to me today at a party, a simple apology would fix everything for you? Are you always acting as though you're better than everyone else? Do you not understand yet that I am your CEO now and will always be better than you? You're way too late now with those apologies, Bernard.
Huh? What do you mean too late? Don't say what I think you wanted to say, please. I'm not too late yet, right?
I understand that you never knew who I was when talking to me, but that does not mean you can act like a schoolyard bully to me. Personally, I couldn't care less about what you did to me today, and it was a little funny. But to talk poorly about that countryside office like you have when they are working in the same company as you, I don't take that kind of thing lightly, especially now that I'm CEO. There are a lot of employees working in that office who put in way more effort than half the people here. And to me, they are worth just as much, if not more than some of you here are to this company. But if every time I brought one of them over to come work in the HQ, and they were met with your spoiled attitude, I'd be burnt out having to act as their mediator.
I would never act that way, though. I don't mean to be that kind of person to everyone that comes from there. I see now that this time I may have gone a little overboard and I regret it.
Well, you seeing that only now, it is too late for you, Bernard.
What do you mean by that?
Did you know that the office you've been making fun of isn't just the place where I started out?
Huh?
It's also the office that your last CEO started working at before he was promoted to the position of CEO.
Huh? He was there as well?
Did you already know that and still decided to treat me as horribly as you did?
No, I never knew he was from that small office, actually. He didn't look like the type of man that would come from a redneck background.
I'm really not sure what you have against the countryside and rednecks, but making fun of anyone that comes from there is a huge blemish on your character. Your attitude really has been a stain on this company's image for a long time now.
I just heard that from another pig from that small office in the middle of nowhere was coming here. And I just thought it'd be funny to rough them up a bit.
Is that so? Was it fun for you?
No, it wasn't funny for me at all. I was a complete idiot for all of that, and I apologize.
You're telling me that because I'm from the countryside and worked at that smaller office, that it'd be funny to pour beer all over me in my expensive suit?
No, I don't think that's funny anymore now. I just happened to get a little too carried away is all.
A man in your position, as the manager of one of this company's largest departments, got carried away with picking on someone to the point they pour beer on them? You're not in 3rd grade anymore, Bernard. As I recall, you're older than I am, right? And you've been the manager of that department for over 5 years now? I think that it's a bit strange that you were put into that position.
I understand you completely. Even I wondered from time to time why I was put in the position as manager. But I'll take responsibility for what I've done to you by paying for your suit to be cleaned.
Of course you will.
If we can just act as though what had happened today never actually happened, then we can move on from this and continue doing our daily business.
I told you that apologies like that are too late. Everyone at the party already saw the kind of person you are. And they have all given up on wanting to work with you in this company.
Everyone has? Well, then what should we do about this? Does this mean that I should go and apologize to all of them for my actions as well?
That's not what any of this means, Bernard. Nobody in this company finds the apologies you give to bear any meaning.
Huh? They don't mean anything to them.
So you apologizing to them will get you nowhere. You have gone on far enough with your poorly thought out actions, and as the CEO, I must take care of you at once.
Take care of? What the hell are you talking about now?
I'm saying that you're fired.
Huh? Fired? You have no way that you could do that to me, right?
Why don't I have a way to?
I'm a manager here of one of the largest departments.
And I'm the CEO.
No, well, I know that, but you have only just been given the position of CEO, right? And you only worked at the middle of nowhere before this, right?
And here we go again with you acting as though me working out there is a good enough reason to talk poorly of me. Where I worked before my current position has nothing to do with me firing you or not. I'll have you know that I was born and raised in Manhattan, and me working out at that office does not take away the fact that I worked my butt off there. I have no idea why you think New York City is this amazing place that is full of nice people and everyone should respect. And I'd say the way you think about yourself being here is the exact reason why you've never moved up any further from the job you have now.
Please, listen to me, please! So, I have been working for this company for so long now, was gifted the position of manager. And I never had to work at that crappy office to get here, but you did. So what makes you think you can fire me when you have only been at the HQ for a few days?
This isn't just me wanting to fire you.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Even after you apologized to your last CEO, he was left furious about your attitude. And just before he had retired and given me the position, he told me that you were on your way out as well.
Hold on a frickin' second. He said that? There's no way he'd say something like that about me, right?
Unfortunately for you, it's the truth. He originally wanted you demoted and removed from here.
Demoted? And what do you mean removed from here?
Well, I mean he wanted you moved somewhere else.
I can't believe this.
So, before I go through with firing you, I think I'll have you moved out to the smaller office for a little while. There you can be surrounded by the things you hate and perhaps learn a bit from them. And I hope that you'll gain a bit more common sense while there that most other adults have.
Wait, please! I'll never be able to make it out there. I'm a city boy and I have been all my life.
Is that the case? Well, then I guess you'll have to be fired now.
Please, do not do that to me either. I'll definitely not survive if I'm fired.
After how you've acted towards me and the rest of the company, you have only two options. One is going to that smaller office and being demoted, and the other one is being fired. Do you understand?
I understand, but I'm sorry for what happened and want you to understand that. I've worked so hard to become a department manager here, and so what you want to do with me is heartless.
All these are the punishments for how you've acted. There's nothing heartless about karma, Bernard. If you want someone to come and help you out of all this, then maybe go find yourself a therapist to teach you how to handle your demented character. Anyway, I have nothing else to say to you. I'll give you a small amount of time to think between choosing to be fired or move out to the countryside and work. Thank you so much for your work you put in as a manager in the HQ. After all of that, everyone within the company heard of the way Bernard treated the new CEO, and were speechless as what he did was unthinkable to most normal adults. And due to that, no one was willing to side with him. And so after being given two choices, to be fired or move to the country, he chose to move to the countryside and work out there. However, after that, he was overwhelmed by the kindness that a lot of his co-workers there began to show for him, and began to break down because everything in the country was too different from the cold and gray atmosphere of the big city that he was used to. Of course, he had no choice but to stick with the job he had now, because the only other option was becoming a farmer where he was at. And so he continued to work with the company, but only this time without ever saying a word to anyone and never going out after work. It'd be nice of him to learn a thing or two from the new culture he's been brought into, and about how to be a proper adult, because that'll be the only way he has a chance of returning to New York City.
Hi, Marion, honey. What are you doing right now? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bored. Why don't you bring Victor over to play? Not like I have anything better to do. You haven't been coming back home recently, and Mom's been feeling sad. How about you fulfill your daughter-in-law duties for once?
I'm sorry, I'm still at work right now. I can't come. After I'm finished with work, I'm going to pick up Victor from school, and then we're going back home.
What are you on about? I can pick him up easy peasy. Just let me get my wallet and my keys and I'm good to go.
If someone who isn't the child's parent is coming to pick them up, they'll have to notify the school first. Otherwise, they won't let the child go with them.
Oh, come on, really? Oh, that's such a drag. I was doing him the honor of coming over to play.
Thank you so much. I'm sure he'd love to play with his Auntie Bailey sometime soon.
Enough about that. Isn't your older sister without a job, Marion?
What? No, she isn't jobless. She has a proper job.
But the job's only part-time, right? Oh, seems like she has too much time on her hands. Isn't she my age, actually?
Yes, I think she is. In case you're wondering, she's 38 years old.
And she's a certified recluse, I hear.
She was diagnosed with chronic depression, so yes, she was living at home for 2 years. But starting this year, she's able to go back outside. She started a part-time job that's going well.
This is so insane. It's actually funny. A pathetic, jobless recluse at this ripe age.
I'm telling you, Miss Bailey, she's not anything like you say.
It's not like she's married like I am. She's fallen behind in life, I must say. Oh, such a pity.
Could you please refrain from talking about my own sister that way?
You can't blame anyone for telling her so. It's the truth, after all.
Perhaps, but it's still hurtful and rude.
Well, I assume she must have a lot of free time, so I thought I would become her friend.
What? You want to befriend my sister?
Oh, it's such a pity she's a recluse. So I thought becoming her friend would open up new doors, you know? And also, my free time can be used up spending it with her. It's literally the best win-win in the world, isn't it?
Clarissa's busy with her own life right now, and it's not like she has no friends. On the contrary, she has many. I don't think she needs any more.
Clarice, that's her name, right?
Yes, it is.
I think I met her once at my wedding, but I don't remember what she's like at all. Maybe she's just like you, without much of a goddamn presence.
What are you trying to say? In any case, you need not worry about Clarice, but thank you very much for your concern.
Oh, I'm so damn bored these days, Marion.
Is that so? Why don't you find a job then?
There's no way I'm gonna do that. I got married because I wanted to become a housewife, unlike your sister Clarice, who can't ever get married.
What?
I really cannot understand you, Marion. Going off to work even after getting married and having children? Just tell me, you don't exactly trust your husband, my brother. Now do you?
I appreciate all the accusations, Miss Bailey. But lest we forget, you're currently living away from your own husband, right?
You couldn't be more wrong. Grayson's only been reassigned temporarily.
He stopped by just the other day, you know, to talk to us about something.
What?
You seem to be claiming that he'd been reassigned temporarily, but it seems to him that you've kicked him out of his own house. Your husband Grayson visited us to vent about how he wants a divorce, but you'll have none of that.
Wait, huh? This is news to me. We're only taking some time to work on ourselves. I plan to go back to our old life together with a little more time. We aren't living separately. He really has been reassigned. We're only living away from each other for a short time.
In his eyes, that's not how it seems, Miss Bailey.
It is what it is, damn it.
Do you really have no intention of changing the cause of this situation?
The cause?
I was told that you've been doing the housework since you married him 6 months ago, and you've stopped doing that completely, haven't you? And I hear the reason's because you're hooked on some video game. Is that true?
That's not true at all. Even housewives need some time off from their busy schedules, you know.
How can you be so busy if you don't do any of the housework? You found a game online that you think is fun and you play it all day long without cleaning any of the rooms and whatnot. And what's worse, you use his credit card to buy branded pieces of fashion. Grayson's been fretting over the bills because it just amounts to more than he can handle, you see.
If I buy branded items and then sell them immediately, it can be converted into money to use for the game. It's not like I'm paying thousands of dollars in liquid cash for these things. Don't you think it's a good way to make money?
That's called resale, Miss Bailey, and I believe that's a crime.
But still, it works. Because of it, I'm now a master at build games. And no, I haven't told Grayson about this, but I'm doing that these days. The credit card's been terminated, and I can't pay money for games anymore. And things have become pretty droll. That's why I'm bored. Bring Victor over, please. His auntie wants to spend some time with him.
What the hell are you talking about?
What?
Don't you realize you're on the brink of being left on the curb? Or are you actually feigning ignorance?
What the hell do you mean?
You go about pointing fingers at Clarice about her situation, but I ask you, who is the real jobless recluse?
Ugh, I'm not caged up at home, you know.
And neither is Clarice. But in any case, it doesn't change the fact that you're at your house, wasting your days away doing nothing. Mrs. Attaway has been so stressed about how expensive the electricity bill's been, you know.
There's no way.
Getting comfortable in front of the heater at full blast, staring at the TV all day every day, watching programs and or playing video games, Of course the bills are gonna skyrocket.
That'll only be while Grayson's reassigned, and I'm gonna start doing the housework again when he comes back home.
I'm telling you, Bailey, it doesn't seem like a temporary reassignment to me, and I don't think he'll be coming back ever.
What? Did he say something like that?
Yes, he did. Looks like he set himself on a divorce.
Ugh, you can't be serious. You're just mad because I said some funny things about your sister, right? Tell me that's the case.
I'm not mad, Miss Bailey. I do, however, feel like you're a pitiful human being.
How dare you? I'm not pitiful in any way, and I resent you for comparing me to a lowly part-timer approaching 40.
Clarissa's becoming a full-time employee starting next month, you know, and I remind you, she's exactly your age. Here's the punchline. Looks like Destiny's gonna hand you a red card sometime soon.
No, it won't.
And also, you've been cheating on Grayson.
What? What do you mean by that?
No use hiding it since Grayson knows about it already. Seems like he hired a detective agency and everything. My husband's been apologizing to him so very deeply day in and day out. But it should be you who apologizes, right, Miss Bailey?
When did this happen?
The day before yesterday, I believe. Isn't Mrs. Attaway not at home right now?
Huh? Now that you mention it, she isn't. But what's that got to do with anything?
She's gone to negotiate with Grayson, apparently.
That can't mean that Mom knows about it too.
I'm afraid she does. At the very least, she'd known about the fact that it was never a temporary reassignment.
But that's impossible.
You even go about lying to your own parents. And then they find out. What a shame, what a shame.
I can't contact Grayson. How can that be?
You've been ignoring him up until now, haven't you? He's told you numerous times he wanted to talk, but because you ghosted him, he gave up on that idea and reached out to Mrs. Attaway instead.
How did he even find out about my affair and even went on to blab to you about it? This is unbelievable.
Your partner's someone you met through online gaming, right? I was so surprised that you'd go about meeting this guy in person, you know?
You even know about that?
You're so lucky that all he ever assumed was that you were living separate from her husband. I applaud you. A jobless hunk approaching 40, dumped by her husband, and could be abandoned by her parents, too. Wouldn't you pity a poor woman like that? My husband and I have no intention of helping you, of course. You brought this on yourself, so you go fix it yourself, okay? That day, Bailey's husband told everything to Bailey's mother and informed her that he'd already discussed the issue of compensation with a lawyer. In addition to the compensation, which would already amount to something quite substantial, he would demand a full refund of all the money Bailey had used behind his back to buy branded fashion items. Of course, Miss Bailey doesn't have any savings of her own whatsoever. Furthermore, it was found out that she was lending her online gaming friend money through online transactions, and the money they both spent on the games had amounted to something frankly disgusting. Bailey's mother wanted to help her daughter out, but her father couldn't forgive her for what she'd done, and he was so kind as to carry the burden of paying compensation. Under the condition that Bailey find a good, proper job, otherwise she wouldn't be welcome to live at the house at all. Bailey never had much work experience at all, and she started job hunting with a heavy heart. But even her application for a part-time convenience store clerk, exactly like the one she'd been ridiculing, wasn't accepted.
I can't do this with you anymore. I'm done with you. Let's get separated, Mary. Goodbye.
Okay, cool. Let's do it, Steve.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What the hell is that about? Is that easy for you? Shouldn't you I don't know, be a little troubled or something? How are you able to be so calm about all of this? You should be more shaken up or something.
That's weird. You don't like it when I'm okay with you divorcing me? I don't understand why. You're the one that asked me for a divorce, right? You should be glad that I'm accepting of your decision. By the way, I want to know, what's the reason you want to divorce me?
I got tired of your lazy and brutish behavior around the house. I'm done dealing with that kind of attitude. I frankly don't even look at you like you're a woman anymore. You're just a troll. Get the hell out of my house!
Get out of your house? You've got to be smoking something, right?
Oh wait, you thought I was joking? Oh, that makes way more sense now. No, I'm dead serious, Mary. I'm gonna get a divorce from you, do you understand?
Seriously, Steve? How stupid do you think I am? You really need to stop being so full of yourself. If you want to get a divorce, I will absolutely go forward with a divorce. Honestly, I really felt like this marriage was dead in the water anyway. You and I were just really not getting along anymore. There's no more spark. But I just wanted to hear your reason once, you know? I figured that there would be more to it than just, there's no more love anymore.
You know how you've really become a fat whale recently?
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you compare yourself now to yourself a few years ago, you're like a baby elephant with how fat you are now. And you stop doing any of the chores around the house, you just do nothing. You're literally doing nothing as a housewife now. You serve no purpose around me, you know what I mean? And somehow you sit here pretending like you're all that. You really have a lot of attitude, huh? How about you act more like a lady and start making your husband look better for you, huh? Make his life a little easier.
Hey, I have a better idea. How about I pick apart your argument piece by piece, huh?
What are you talking about, piece by piece?
The only reason that I gained weight was because of my treatment from being sick last year. It's literally a side effect of my steroids. I know I'm fatter, and I don't like the way I look either, but I'm slowly starting to gain my old body back, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll be back to my old self in no time. The doctors also already told me that I should be back to my regular weight within the year. They're not too worried about it either, so I really shouldn't be worried about it either.
I don't know about that. We'll see. I'm pretty sure you're just making up excuses for getting fatter anyway. You probably got fatter because of your own lifestyle, right?
Dude, don't get started with me. You're pretty round around the edges yourself.
Hey, you can't say that to me. I'm a man. It can't be helped.
Okay, so it's alright if you lose weight and become fat, but I'm not allowed to gain weight because of side effects from life-saving treatment? I'm really okay with whatever at this point. Everything you say has no effect on me at all. Also, you were talking to me about how the chores around the house were starting to get sloppy. That would be because you quit your job, Steve. And after you quit your job, everything started going to shit. Because I had to start working a full-time job to make sure that our house was able to survive. I wasn't at home nearly as long as I used to be when, you know, I had a functioning husband.
You're gonna blame it on my work? How dare you? I actually work full-time right now, too. You can't use that against me.
I'm working my 9-to-5 job too, and I'm actually making more money than you right now. But you don't seem to really be doing any of the chores at all, and I'm still having to pick up all the slack. You seem to be cutting back on the time that you come home on your own too. No one said you don't come home to help out. I feel like, realistically, you just haven't realized that I'm having to do all of that for you.
Stop being such a smartass. Oh my god. You're so annoying. That whole attitude is so damn annoying. Ugh.
Ugh, so annoying. That's literally all you say as soon as someone shoves something in your face that proves you're in the wrong. You're such a child. I was honestly considering getting a divorce with you two. I know, surprise, surprise, right? But you're sitting here telling me that the whole reason we're going to be getting a divorce isn't because of yourself or your attitude, but it's my fault, correct? You don't want to take any responsibility in the fact that this marriage failed. That's how I'm interpreting everything. Tell me I'm wrong.
Of course, that's exactly what I'm saying. I literally have done nothing bad for us. You're the only reason that we are having to go through this, not me, you!
Okay, sure. I see. I actually have some plans of my own then, just so you know. I'm going to have to get everything ready for the divorce if you don't mind. I'm totally okay with us getting a divorce, but I need to get prepared and whatnot, so... You actually might want to start getting prepared too. I'm sure it's not going to be as easy and simple as you think.
What are you talking about getting prepared? Whatever, I guess out of the kindness of my heart, I'll wait for you. If that's all it takes for me to be able to get a divorce with you, I'm okay with waiting around for you to get ready. But you have to promise me to get the hell out of the house ASAP, okay?
I told you, you must be crazy if you think that I'm going to be leaving this house.
Stop being a nuisance, oh my god! I'm not gonna change my mind. I don't have time to be dealing with you, Mary. Such a busy man, don't you understand? I want to move on with my life and go to the next girl. Do you understand? You're just getting in my way. Okay, I'm not gonna be going home today. Bye.
Yeah, I don't really care what you're going to do. You really don't have to come home ever. Not just today. Goodbye.
Hey, the divorce papers have already been submitted and accepted, right?
Yeah, they have been. Congratulations! We're successfully strangers now. You must be so happy. Good luck with the rest of your life, buddy. I wish you the worst.
You better stop messing with me, Mary.
What? What the hell are you gonna gripe about now?
Let me guess, you're still just sitting in my home and planning on living there, right? Why are you staying at my house when we've literally divorced each other? How the hell do you expect me to get home? It's awkward.
It seems like you're coming home while I'm away anyway, right? That's what it looks like anyway. And honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of this whole shtick where you're saying that you don't want me to be here.
You literally took the words from my mouth. Why do I, the owner of the house, have to put up with some stranger being in my house? I should be able to go home whenever I want.
Wait, house owner?
We've gotten a divorce already, Mary. You need to hurry up and get the hell out of my house. I'm gonna be living my new life at that house. That house is where I want to start my next chapter. If you're sitting there, reminding me of all the old and bad news, then my life won't start, don't you get it?
You mean you want to live here with your mistress, right? That's what that actually means.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Dude, I figured it out. Stop pretending like you don't know what I'm talking about. It's useless and frankly insulting. The real reason you want the divorce is because you were having an affair, right? That's why you want me to leave the house ASAP. It's not because you want to start the next chapter of your life. You want to hurry up and bring in your mistress to disappoint her in our bed. That's what you're saying, right?
I mean, if you've already figured that out, then yeah, I guess there's no point in hiding any of it. You've already gotten the divorce, so I guess it doesn't matter anymore anyway. Yeah, you're right. I have someone I want to get married with already. A very special woman, in fact. You're just a nuisance, someone that gets in the way. I want you to get the hell out of my house, but you're just living there. As if it's your birthright or something. It's really starting to bother me and I can't stand it. Get the hell out! You should really start praying for our happiness, huh? How about that?
You know, I've been wanting to ask you this, but are you sure you're not making a mistake about something, Steve?
What? Making a mistake about what? I don't get it. You really are the one making the mistake right now, Mary. You must think that you are some kind of insane high-value wife that everyone will be drooling over. You're actually just some useless wife that has no worth when you're married. How about looking in the mirror first and having that conversation with yourself?
Before you start being rude and making regretful comments, you should probably calm down first. I feel like you think that you own the house, Steve. Is that what's going on?
Stop saying things that don't make any sense, Mary. I've been telling you to get the hell out already. I'm gonna call the police on you.
The police? Why would you call the police?
I don't know if you got some kind of feelings left for me that you're still dragging on or what, but you were dumped by me, don't you understand? Why are you still at my house? Get out! If you don't want me to call the police on you for trespassing, get the hell out right now.
You realize that this house was built by my father, right?
Wait, what?
You know, I always knew you were an idiot, but I actually didn't think you were this stupid. How far are you going to take this misunderstanding before you snap out of your delusions? This house was built by my father, who was an architect. It has nothing to do with you. And just to be crystal clear with you, this house is absolutely in my name, and you haven't paid a single penny for any of the expenses, have you? The only person who should be leaving in this situation should logically be your dumbass.
Wait, what? Hang on, what are you talking about? It's my house, right? I'm the husband, therefore it should be my house.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. Besides, you were my husband, right? We're strangers now. You were the one that suddenly suggested getting a divorce out of the blue, and yet here you are, coming back to my house that my father built specifically for me to live in. Are you starting to get the picture? You really are some kind of stupid. And then you were trying to chase me out of my own home. Are you being serious right now? Your misunderstanding is actually kind of pissing me off, too. You're the one who's going to be thrown out of the house, you understand? Pack your shit and get the hell out of here before I start throwing your crap out for you.
Wait, hang on just a second, Mary. I need to calm down and understand what's going on right now. That house isn't mine? I thought since I was a husband, I would take the house in the divorce.
I've been telling you time and time again that my father built the house for me, and so it has nothing to do with you. It's my house. You have no rights or any other kind of power over the ownership of this house. Zip, zilch, nada. My father, the architect, built this house for his work as a demo house for his work. And when he was going to retire, he just gave the title over to me. Because, you know, I was his daughter and he practically built it for me to live in the future. And yet you're sitting here, divorced from me, saying that you think you have a right to live in this house? What the hell could you have been drinking, Steve? Why would it ever be in your name? I don't see how that could ever be the case.
I mean, that's true. I remember now, your father did build that house, didn't he? But I lived in that house too. For the longest time, we both lived in that house together. That means that the house at least partially belongs to me as well, right?
Why the hell would it be in your name at all? The title is in my name. I have been making payments on all the taxes that are required when you're a homeowner. To make things worse for you, I've been paying for the utilities too. You remember when you were unemployed for the longest time? I'm sure you were just living life in your pleasant little dumb brain without thinking about who's paying for what. You probably spent all of that money that you've earned and should have been spending on your wife and your home on your mistress to go have fun with her, right? I'm not sure who's the worst person in this whole thing. You had the gall to call me a bad wife? Gross.
Wait, seriously, you're not lying? I always thought that it was all being taken out of my paycheck. Oops.
If we took off all those fees, including taxes, out from your paycheck, you'd basically be left with a little over $10. And that's on a good month. Most months we're probably looking at being in the negatives. That's why I was paying for everything. All the while I was fighting my disease in hospital and taking my medications too. I'm okay now, so it doesn't really matter anymore, but the fact that you were never there for me and only running around playing silly little games with your stupid mistress, yeah, that was enough for me to never forgive anything and make sure that I would be getting a divorce from you, so.
Really? I don't know about any of that. I was pretty surprised about the house thing, I'm not gonna lie. But you're gonna be okay with me living there, right?
What? Are you serious right now? You're going to ask me to live with you after all this? That's not gonna happen.
Well, we're gonna split our property, right? I know that it's not like you just take everything. I lived with you for the longest time too, you know? You can't just chase me out of the house without any kind of trouble like that. It can't be that simple.
You didn't know anything about the house, and yet you want me to split some of the wealth, huh? Wow. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Steve, but I'm not going to share anything with you.
What? Why the hell not?
If anything, I'm going to be suing you for your money.
Suing me? What are you gonna sue me for, Mary?
I'm going to be suing you for the emotional damage incurred by your affair.
Wait, hang on, you can't do that. That's not possible. We've already got a divorce. Stop being so weird about all this.
I don't know what's so weird about any of this, Steve. I'm pretty sure I'm being fairly reasonable in all of this. The only reason that I wanted you to wait a little bit before we filed for divorce was because of that. I needed to talk to a lawyer to get everything settled while I collected evidence from you.
Evidence? You mean evidence about the affair? That's what you were doing while I gave you time?
Yeah, and thanks to you, I've completely finished getting everything ready for the court case. I'm going to have you pay for damages for the affair. There's no changing that at all. And I'm going to be sending all of the proof and content of the investigation to your company along with your parents. You're done, Steve. Do you understand what all of this means? Before you start talking about whose house is whose and how you want me to share my wealth, you need to get the hell out of my sight.
I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting you to be so harsh on me like that. Do you not have any kind of remorse or pity? You should take mercy on me, damn it! We've been married for 5 long years, Mary. You can't just cut me off like that.
Mia, I don't really care how long we've been married for. There is no mercy. There is no pity here. And you know what else? There is no love here either. I only see you as a failure of a human, someone I shouldn't have wasted 5 years of my life on. I want you to disappear completely from my life. How about you leave my house before I call the police on your ass?
That's literally what I just said to you a second ago.
Yeah, how did it take you this long for you to figure out that you're being completely illogical when you said you'd call the police on me? The only way that you're able to leave the house is after I'm sitting here practically evicting you from the home that you lived in for 5 years. What a loser. Seriously, I pity you.
How could you be so rude to me like that, Mary? You must be looking down on me like I'm some kind of idiot.
I hope that your mistress continues to love you even while you're sitting here with no home and a job that earns less than a high school paperboy. She's gotta stay in love with you with all that baggage and someone who's almost in his late 30s. I'm not sure how anyone could possibly stay attracted to a man like that, to be honest with you.
You don't have to be so harsh on me, Jesus! Just so we're clear, I can't just leave the house right now. It's just not possible. I gave you time to get prepared, didn't I? I need time to get prepared too. It's not fair if you just spring this on me.
I gave you the exact same amount of time to get prepared, didn't I? I literally warned you and said that you need to get prepared when I said I would need some time. I was honestly confused and wondering when you were going to pack up your stuff and get the hell out of my house.
I didn't know that I was supposed to leave the house at all. I thought I would be living there with my mistress after the divorce. I have no intentions of ever leaving that house, just so we're clear. I've been living there for all this time, do you hear me?
If you don't quit your whining and actually start packing your shit, I'm seriously going to call the police on you. You're the one that destroyed our house and family. It was all you. This is just karma coming to say hello. How about you give up already, Steve? Try to restart your stupid life with your own 2 feet, huh? And stop relying on your sick wife that you just want to call fat. It's my house. You need to come to terms with the fact and move out real soon, okay?
Come on, Mary, please. I was wrong about all of this, I swear.
What the hell? I really didn't expect you to ever apologize. What's going on?
If I don't have a home to live in, I'm seriously gonna be in big trouble. I don't have enough money saved up to move into a new home either. I need some time. What the hell do you want me to do, Mary? Are you gonna help me?
How about you just move into your mistress's house, huh? She lives with her parents, so I can't just say, hello, I cheated on my wife to have an affair with your daughter, but I was kicked out of my own home.
Come on, we've been married for so long, Mary. You can at least help me out, right? It's the last time.
You were trying to scare me into leaving a second ago. What's the difference between what you did and what I'm doing now?
That was all just a huge mistake, Mary. Do you understand?
I mean, your mistress doesn't live with her parents for sure, though. I know that much. Why don't you ask her for help there?
Wait, what?
I don't know what she was telling you at all, but I'm gonna give you a nice little piece of information. Just from what I know, she definitely doesn't live with her parents. It does seem like she's living with someone and doesn't live alone, but it's not her parents.
Are you telling me that she was lying then? That this whole time she wasn't telling me the truth?
Yeah, this is where I stop helping you. You go ahead and work out whatever is going on there with your stupid side hoe, okay? I'm gonna change out the locks on this house real soon, so I'll leave your stuff outside of the house so you're able to pick it up. If you don't pick it up by tomorrow, I'm going to be sending off all of your stuff to your office. Do you understand?
Wait, hang on. You don't have to be so cold about all this, do you, Mary? We were married for so long. Please don't abandon me like this. I'm begging you. Please come live with me again. I want to live my life with you.
I don't want to live with you at all. We've already gotten a divorce and everything is already filed. You need to get the hell out of my house, you rotten piece of shit. After a little while, Steve was found sleeping in the doghouse that was located in the yard of Mary's house. Without permission, of course. Mary called the police on him and they were able to chase him off the property and get a restraining order. In addition to all of that, when Steve asked the mistress about what was going on with where she lived and if she was already married, she just ran away from him like it was no problem. Steve was smart enough to follow her and figured out that she was already married. They both had to pay for all of the damages that happened when everything was brought to light, and it was a whole debacle. Mary got all of the damage payments from Steve and her house was basically brand new. She was able to sell it relatively quickly and use that money to buy a mansion and move into a new home. She completely moved on from Steve and has been living her life completely fulfilled and without a worry in the world. Completely opposite from Steve, who is homeless and currently drowning in debt. I wonder who got the better deal from this whole divorce.
Melanie, what are you up to today? I'm at your house now, but my son tells me that you're coming home late tonight. Would you please make an effort to come home earlier so that I can see you today? I'm trying to finish up work and I'll be home as soon as I'm done. Please don't be angry with me. I have to get this done today. Don't use work as an excuse to avoid seeing me. Work is not an excuse, but you have a point. I don't want to see you given the choice. You're always so mean to me. The last time that you came over, you spilled sugar on the floor on purpose. Do you know how many ants came into our dining room because of that? Well, it's your fault for not wiping up the floors right away. And how dare you say that I spilled the sugar on purpose? I mean, who does that? My hand slipped, that's all. I was watching you. You picked up the container of sugar, opened the lid, and spilled the contents onto the floor. Your hand did not slip. I love how you make up such ridiculous excuses. I know that you can be pretty mean to me at times, but I still like you nonetheless. But sometimes you get carried away. Enough chatting. I need you to come home and make dinner for us. You're not going to make John prepare dinner, are you? He's more than happy to make dinner tonight. In fact, he offered. It makes sense too because I'm still at work. You don't know how John really feels. You pressure him into doing things. He can't say no to you. Besides, as his wife, isn't it your job to prepare the meals? What world are you living in? It's completely normal for men to cook. Whoever said that it was a woman's job to prepare all the meals? Besides, men who cook are really popular with the ladies. That's just what young men are saying because they can't stand up to their girlfriends or wives. What happened to traditional rules Like the woman taking care of the house for her husband.
Look, we no longer live in a world where women are expected to stay at home and take care of their houses and their husbands. I'm so glad that the rules for women have changed for the better. John doesn't expect me to do all the housework on my own, so I have time to relax whenever I want to.
I don't know why John chose someone like you to marry. You say that you're busy with work, but how come you have the time to be texting me right now?
I told my boss that my mother-in-law was texting me, so he allowed me to respond, but he's getting impatient with me.
Well, get back to work then. I'm so ashamed to have you as my daughter-in-law.
I don't think that I'm such a bad wife to John. You, on the other hand, you're a terrible mother-in-law. You're always nagging me and trying to make my life miserable. I'm trying to make you happy too, so please don't be so hard on me.
Okay, whatever. I've given up on getting you to prepare dinner for us tonight. I'll make dinner tonight. Are you excited?
Why the sudden change in your mood? I don't get it. John already agreed to make dinner for us, so why don't you let him?
John came home from work tired. I can't ask him to make dinner. I'm nice, so I'll have dinner ready for you too. Once you get home, we can all sit down for dinner.
That sounds nice, but you do know that I'm allergic to wheat, right?
What? I had no idea.
Well, now you know. I'm allergic to wheat, so there are certain foods that I can't eat. I'm sure that I told you about it before.
I thought that you just didn't like wheat. I didn't think that it was an actual food allergy. You shouldn't be so picky about what you want to eat and what you don't.
So you think that I'm lying about my food allergy? Why in the world would I do something like that? I hope that you're not going to force me to eat wheat. That would be crazy, even for you.
Of course I wouldn't do that. I'm not a monster. I know how dangerous food allergies can be. But in your case, it's not an allergy. You just don't like to eat wheat.
You've got it all wrong. I really am allergic to wheat. I have some blood test results if you don't believe me.
And I don't believe you. When are you gonna stop lying about having a food allergy? I've seen a photo of you eating bread.
That bread was made with rice flour, and it doesn't contain any wheat. That's why I was able to eat that bread.
I've never heard of bread without wheat. You must be making this up. And I've seen you eat other things that contain wheat, like fried chicken, for instance.
I substitute rice flour for the wheat flour so that I can eat all those foods. How can you not know this? You've been a housewife for how many years now?
Are you making fun of me? You know what? I'm going to prove to everyone that you're lying about your wheat allergy.
I don't know why this is such a big deal to you. And why can't you be nicer to me? If you don't believe me, please ask John. He knows the truth.
I'm not going to bother John with such a silly question. And I don't want him to know that his wife was lying about her food allergy either. I don't want him doubting you for something so small.
Then why don't you take a look at my blood test results? That will clear up this misunderstanding.
I bet you falsified your blood test results. It's easy to do that nowadays with all the technology that's out there.
But why in the world would I do that? What's in it for me? I really need to get back to work now. My manager is not happy that I've been texting you all this time.
Well, I'm not going to forgive you for deceiving John and I.
None of this is my fault, and I didn't do anything wrong. And I don't enjoy arguing with you either. I wish we got along better. And I know that you spilled milk on me on purpose this morning. Because of it, I was late to work.
Well, you should have given yourself more time to get ready for work. Then you wouldn't have been late over spilled milk. Don't blame everything on me.
Well, you're clearly to blame. This isn't fair to me. And it's natural to want to stay in bed as long as possible. I was really tired too.
I'll be waiting for you with dinner ready on the table. Come home as soon as you can, okay?
Okay, see you then. A few hours later.
I can't believe that you went as far as calling an ambulance tonight. It looks like you got over your distaste for wheat tonight. You should be grateful to me.
30 minutes later.
How long are you gonna keep ignoring me? I know that you're trying to make a big deal out of this by ignoring me, but it's not working. You're not going to fool me with your lies. The wheat allergy is not the only thing that you lied about. Why did you lie about your allergy in the first place? You were fine when I made you eat a piece of bread.
Melanie is in a coma now because of what you did to her!
What? How did that happen? She was perfectly fine a few hours ago.
What the hell were you thinking? This is not a game! Melanie has a serious food allergy, and you made her eat some bread when I wasn't looking! How could you?
John, what do you mean about Melanie being in a coma? Melanie's just pretending. Don't let her fool you.
Did it look like she was acting to you? Because it sure didn't look that way to me. Now she's in the hospital. This is serious. I told you many times that she had a wheat allergy. Why would you bring over some bread when you knew that?
But I've seen her eating bread before, so I thought that it would be okay. I didn't think that she was actually allergic to wheat.
The bread that Melanie was eating was made with rice flour.
She did mention that to me too, but I thought that she was making it all up.
Melanie is really allergic to wheat. Even a small amount can be lethal to her. I can't believe that you forced her to eat bread with wheat in it. What were you thinking? She's in a coma, and I don't know if she's ever going to wake up. How could you do this to her?
But I didn't. Melanie is always lying, so I assumed that it was another one of her lies. It's not my fault that I didn't believe what she was saying to me.
I know that Melanie makes stupid jokes, like telling us that she came home riding a wild boar, but she would never joke about something like this. She likes to joke around, but that doesn't make her a liar. She's the most honest person I know, and I'm sure that you feel the same way.
Well, she made it difficult for me to differentiate between her jokes and her lies.
There's no point in me wasting my time talking to you. That's not going to make Melanie any better.
John, I'm sorry about what happened to Melanie, but it wasn't my fault. I would never do anything to hurt Melanie intentionally, let alone you.
So, you were doing Melanie a favor when you shoved a piece of bread into her mouth? You make me sick. I'm ashamed to be related to you. I'm going to get back at you for what you did to Melanie. You better watch out!
John, can we please talk about this face to face? I'm really sorry about Melanie. You have to believe me.
Shut up! I'm going to tell the police about what you did to Melanie.
Why would you involve the police? This is a family matter.
Well, I no longer consider you to be my family. Melanie is my only family as far as I'm concerned.
Please don't say that.
If you're still at my house, I want you to leave. I never want to see your face again.
But it's the middle of the night. How am I supposed to get home? And it's not like you to threaten me like this. What's gotten into you?
Do you not understand the seriousness of what you've done to Melanie? You committed attempted murder! And the worst part of it all is that you don't even feel bad about what you've done. All you do is keep making excuses for yourself. Now get out of my house!
But
A few days later.
Melanie, are you feeling better? I'm so relieved that you came out of your coma. I was so worried about you.
I'm fine now. Thank you. I can't believe that I was in a coma for a few days, though. I guess I'm tougher than I look.
I'm so happy that you're back to being your old self.
What happened with your mother?
I'm furious with her, because she doesn't seem to realize the gravity of the situation and what she did to you. She's making up all these excuses to not make herself look bad.
I see. I can imagine her doing that.
Well, we never have to see her again. I told her that I wanted nothing to do with her. I'm really sorry that I let my crazy mother do this to you. You didn't deserve any of it.
You don't need to apologize, John. You didn't do anything wrong.
But I should have been the one to stop her. I had no idea that she would do something so terrible to you. I knew that things between the two of you weren't going well. I should have stepped in sooner and not let this continue for so long.
Don't beat yourself up over this. I know that you did your best to protect me from your mother. I really did want to get along with her. I'm bummed that things didn't turn out well.
Well, I won't ever forgive my mom for what she did to you.
You're absolutely right. She went too far this time and she needs to pay for her actions.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
A few more days later.
John? Are you really not speaking to me anymore?
Don't text me. I'm sure that my lawyer told you that we'd only communicate through him.
I don't have a job or a place to live right now, and I could really use your help. I'm staying in a hotel right now, but I'm starting to run out of money. I can only stay for another 2 nights.
By the way, I used to pay for your smartphone bills, but not anymore. You're on your own now.
Oh,
Thanks for reminding me about that. I need to make sure that the company knows to get in touch with you regarding your bill. I wouldn't want to make the mistake of continuing to pay for your bills.
but if I can't afford to pay my bills, they'll stop my phone.
Well, that's not my problem, is it? Do you really need a smartphone, though? No one wants to talk to you anymore.
Please don't be so cruel to me. You're still my son. Please don't be so cold to me. I'll apologize to Melanie again if that's what it takes to get you to forgive me.
Are you sure that you're not just going to make up more excuses as to why this wasn't your fault?
Well,
And if you really feel so bad, you would be on the phone to Melanie right now, apologizing. You know that Melanie recovered from her coma, yet you haven't reached out to her once. I bet that deep down, you blame Melanie for all this. You don't feel bad about what you did to her.
that's not true. You have to believe me.
I have nothing else to say to you. Please, stop texting me. We're going to sue you for what you did to Melanie, so you better start saving up.
I don't have a job. How am I supposed to do that? Do you expect me to borrow money from somewhere?
Yes, I do. I have no pity for you. This is all your fault. Bye now.
Wait!
10 minutes later.
Melanie, it's Miranda. I hope that it's not too late for me to apologize to you about what happened. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Are you texting me because your own son blocked you? I don't want to hear your empty apologies.
I really mean it when I say that I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I just had a hard time opening up to you and being honest with you. I regret the way that I treated you, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry.
I'm sure that your life isn't going to be easy from now on, but you'll pay us the money that you owe us, right? That's the least you can do to show us that you're really sorry.
Melanie, I don't have a job and my family and friends are not speaking to me anymore. Can't you just let this go? I told you how sorry I am.
No, I can't. I'll be waiting for your payments. I've got to go now. Bye.
I'm in a lot of trouble and I need your help. I went to the hospital yesterday and they told me that I was depressed. I need my family to get through this.
I see. But I don't believe a word that you're telling me. You just want me to pity you.
I can give you the documents from my doctor if you don't believe me.
A doctor's certificate? Isn't that something you could easily falsify using a computer? After John kicked his mother out of the house, Miranda ended up homeless. And she still had to pay an enormous amount of money to me because of what she did to me. She ended up borrowing thousands of dollars in order to pay me. I thought that she would come see John and I to rebut it, but it seemed that she no longer had the energy to fight back. In the end, She moved to the countryside to run away from the loan sharks that were chasing her to pay back the money that she had borrowed. John and I are doing really well. Ever since that incident with his mother, John has been even more careful about the food that I eat so that something like that doesn't ever happen to me again. I can see that he really cares about me a lot.
I'm looking forward to meeting your parents tomorrow. I hope you're as excited as I am. It appears that April's parents have gotten us all a reservation at a wine and charcuterie bar, so that's where we'll be heading.
That's what I've heard from her. Sounds good. I'm really looking forward to being able to meet everyone in the family tomorrow. This will be my first time meeting April in person as well, so I really can't wait.
I'm sorry that things never lined up well enough to allow you to meet with April sooner. Now we are already so close to our marriage, and you'll only be getting your first look at her. But we did only choose to get married a few weeks ago, so there wasn't much time anyway. Even her parents haven't had much time to meet me, and we've only had the opportunity to talk over the phone.
It's no problem at all. Our family's always been on our toes waiting for the next thing to happen, and have never really been good at getting things over with until the last minute. And after all the strikeouts before, like that last time, I'd say I'm getting kind of used to having my hopes let down.
Right, but I haven't brought any of that up with her family yet. I was thinking that tomorrow would be a good time for that, in person, as they might have a better understanding of us then, and not get too upset about it.
Well, as long as everything goes well around that, then I'm fine. I don't want to see my favorite son ending up on the wrong side of things anymore, okay? You've already had your heart broken enough, and it pains me to see it happen over and over again.
I don't really want to be in that position anymore either. I really do think that this time will be alright. And if you didn't already know, April's parents work for the bank. So there should be no problem this time, like we had all those other times.
Oh, is that right? Well, that just means they most likely don't struggle too much with money then.
I think they all ended up with quite a large amount of wealth in their family. It appears that both her father and brother work for very famous banks, and her mother happened to work for one before she got married to her husband.
That sounds about right. Then it doesn't seem like things will turn out the same as they did before.
I just got a message from April a second ago. Apparently, her mother's asking to have your number to talk with you.
Her mother wants my number? We are all supposed to be meeting tomorrow, so I wonder why she'd want to talk with me right now.
I believe she has something she'd like to talk with you about before tomorrow. Hence, her asking to speak with you now. Is that alright?
That's fine with me, but I'm trying to find a good reason for why she'd want to talk with me the day before our event, and at this time of the evening. Well, it'll be all right. You can go ahead and tell her my phone number. Hello, my name is Helen, and I'm April's mother. I assume I'm speaking with Bart's mother, Karen, correct? Hello, and nice to meet you, Helen. Thank you so much for taking good care of my son. It is a bit unfortunate that we all must meet at such late timing as tomorrow, but I am really looking forward to both meeting his fiancée for the first time in person as well as her parents. I'm going to get this off my plate right now. Is it true that you are a single mother to Bart? Excuse me? Well, that is true, but what does that have to do with anything? What ended up happening to your husband? I understand that what I'm asking may be upsetting you a little bit, but it's very important that my family knows the truth. I'm a bit surprised that you are asking such personal questions already, even though we've not formally met in person yet. Well, as for what happened with my ex-husband, the two of us got a divorce. So that's what's led you to this point? Yes, that's correct, but... Then tell me, Karen, why did your son Bart not end up going with his father in the divorce? Helen, can you please tell me first why you're asking such questions at this time? I'm just a bit suspicious of you is all. As far as this world is aware, families of single mother households have always been known to be very poor. Now tell me, what happened with Bart's father? Does this mean that his father knew of him being poor, and that's why he threw the both of you away and ran off? Did you ask for your son to grow up in a poor and unhappy household? That must make you a terrible mother, correct? I'm not really sure what you're trying to say to me, but there were a lot of things that led up to the divorce between my ex and I. And since you and I have not yet met in person yet, I don't feel obligated to tell you anything more than I already have about such private matters over the phone. But your son is getting married to my daughter, right? We are going to become family very soon, so I'd really like to know what she's getting herself into. I can understand your concern, but can you please wait until tomorrow? I'm sure that you don't need to know all the details at this exact moment, right? Listen, Karen, I only just learned about Bart living in a single mother's household just yesterday. Okay. And it seems as though even my daughter wasn't made aware of that until only recently. So now, since we will finally be meeting you in person, Bart was kind enough to let my daughter know, and she let me know. Now, I have to say, my family is a family of bankers, all right? And we really hope that our daughter's husband and family will be of that same status in this society. Yet my ears have had the misfortune of hearing that Bart comes from a fatherless and poor home. What? Poor? Helen, I have this slight feeling that you are using that word too freely to describe my family currently. You think so? Well, I'm only using it to describe your current state, right? This is why I'm currently talking with my husband about this whole situation. We have to be sure whether it's really okay to let our daughter marry a man like your son. Well, before you begin to judge him based off of myself, take a closer look at him and make that decision. If the both of them look happy together, then that should be good enough to let you guys agree with the marriage, right? My daughter is a very intelligent woman. So, when choosing someone to call her boyfriend, her fiancé, and perhaps someday her husband, she made sure to look into their work and income. But having to hear that his mother is a woman of no wealth that lives day and night having to eat scraps is something none of us expected. Hold on for 1 second. You think that I am so poor that I need to rely on scraps of food to stay alive? What the heck is that all about? In a household with only a single mother as the parent, the money most often goes to you instead of towards raising your kids, correct? And right now we are worried that with you becoming a part of our family, you will only want more and more money since you cannot obtain it yourself. You'll all be fine. You do not have to worry about such a ridiculous thing. Now, if you continue to say such rude things about me, our meeting tomorrow in person might have to be postponed or canceled. So to avoid such a thing, I'll be going now. I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Is that right? Then I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I was also looking forward to this meeting with a lot of energy, but now I am a bit concerned for what's to come next. Where have you run off to, Karen? Don't tell me you've already gone home now. Did I really say or do anything that rude to you? Did I end up damaging what little pride you already had or something? Say something rude to me? It wasn't close to such a level. However, I decided to come to this wine bar today to enjoy a meeting with my son's fiancée and her family. Yet, as I walked in to have a seat with you all, you stated that someone of my class shouldn't be in such a fine establishment. And that was your reasoning for not getting me a seat at your table? And then you ended things by asking me to stand, as I do not have the money to take a seat. Now that was actually quite rude of you. Do you think all of that was okay? I just assumed someone of your likes wouldn't mind standing and eating today. You should be thankful that you're allowed to come in and enjoy fine wine and fancy food with the rest of the family, right? Had you just stood there and ate your food, we wouldn't have minded having you at our table for talks. You really have no limits. I had no need to stand there and look like a fool in front of you all. You thought it was acceptable of you to make me look like an idiot and use that as an excuse to laugh at me? You all are really the worst family in this city. Well, you already knew something like this was coming, right? I'm sure it's happened to you plenty of times before, considering you're a single mother with no money that had to raise a child. Now I chose not to give you a seat because you don't have the money to afford one, so stand and enjoy the food. I'm going home then. Goodbye forever. I am certain that your actions will soon lead you to becoming very regretful of them, and not just you, but also your husband. Where are you right now, Karen? What was that? I don't really understand why you're asking me that now, of all times. I remember telling you only an hour ago that I was heading home and would most definitely not be coming back, right? Well, my husband just received a call from the bank a few moments ago. You did something, and I want to know what the hell it was. It's so sad that you happened to see me as someone with no wealth, even though that was clearly, and still is clearly, not the case. What? I happen to be the daughter of a millionaire. And with the money I had from my parents, I was able to afford plenty of businesses, which I now run. So, to you, that idea of me being a poor person was really far off the mark, and I'm sure you're surprised to hear that, correct? Hold on, you! What are you talking about? You were once the daughter of a millionaire, and now you run your own businesses? That would be the reason why your husband is currently being contacted by the bank, right? They must have heard that my companies will be pulling all their money out of your husband's bank, and that's why they are trying to get an understanding of the situation from your husband now. What? So that's why they all started to call my husband and everyone on the other end of the line were pissed at him? My husband is all flustered right now and is getting up to head straight to the bank. He told me he had to go because of you pulling out all that money from his bank. Why does my husband have to be involved in this? Did you know that before both you and I met, I had already learned all about your family and what you all do for a living? What? You're talking about my family, right? That's right. Your daughter happens to be a very important person to my son, after all. And so he asked me to take a good look into her and the rest of her family to see what you all are up to. And that's how I learned that your husband and son both work for the banks, and one that I'm a part of. And this was all too easy for me to figure out, considering all my businesses use the banks your husband and son are a part of, and have been with them for a very long time now. All too easy? What is? You already know, right? Getting my revenge. Revenge? Are you talking about for what just happened at the wine bar? Are you that upset over something as basic as me not getting you a seat there? However, both you and your husband happen to be running like chickens with no heads, correct? To a bank as large as the one your husband works for, something like that is a very naughty thing to do to one of the partners there. I'm sure your husband is well aware now that his fate has most likely already been decided within that bank. You mean he'll be fired? You're lying, right? There's no way they'd fire him. He's been working for that bank for over 30 years now and is a big player in getting them new customers and partners. And I'm sure he didn't expect this to be the way things ended for him, right? And this isn't all, Helen. What else is there? Because this was all the fault of him and his wife, the bank will most likely be asking for reparations from him in some way for the major damage to them. Ask for reparations from us? Why us? I told you that it's because of your husband and your behavior that I just had my companies pull all their money out of your husband's bank. It's because of the both of you that the bank is now going to be in some seriously hot waters. What? We're the ones at fault for this? I told you how that all has happened just a second ago, and how it links to the both of your actions. Well, it's not like the two of us ever knew that you had that kind of money. Everyone already knows that a single mother household is always without any money and has to live off the scraps that fall from us rich people's hands. Why did you never say anything to me about this sooner? Not even Bart told us anything. There have been a lot of people in Bart's past that have only wanted to marry him for his money. So we've learned to not talk as much about our family and our wealth right off the bat, and instead wait to hear from the other party first. His past fiancé only wanted the money in his family. That's your reason for never telling us? You can't be holding secrets like that from people. Well, that's the only reason for it, so tell me why you're thinking I'm the one that did something wrong here. I'll tell you straight. All my son and I are two very rich people. And we never thought that you and your husband would find us both to be living in poverty. However, you thought that just because I don't have a husband, right? Well, had you just told me that you were the CEO or something, I would have never had the wrong idea about you being a single mother. Can't you see you're to blame for not ever telling me about yourself? You asked me the other day what happened to cause the divorce, right? Well, we ended up getting that divorce because we are both two very different people. But as of right now, we both still get to see our son when we want to. And as of right now, Bart still sees my ex-husband as his father, and his father sees him as his son. Right now, he's just been overseas for some time operating a very large company. I never told you that before, though, did I? I never heard that from you. It's because of you never telling us all these important details that my husband is going to have his head on the chopping block. Are you not even worried about my family right now? What are you talking about, Helen? We were supposed to meet to talk to one another and discuss our children's marriage. However, you never reserved me a seat. And then you told me the reason for that was because you taught me being a single mother meant that I was poor. And then laughed at me, telling me to stand and eat. That was all you, right? That to me seems like you never got rid of your immature middle school behavior. I guess I did say and do all of that to you at some point, but I wasn't doing it to be mean to you or anything. Doing something as pathetic as that while laughing with your family as I stood there humiliated? You all are such children that I could see there was no point to talking with you anymore. All I gained from that meeting was the knowledge to not let my son marry your daughter. And as for the money that I've pulled from your husband's bank, I am allowed to put it anywhere I please, right? I never meant to make you do something so crazy as that, though. It was all just meant to be a joke. A joke, huh? Let me tell you that when you try to tell a joke, you need to be a bit more lighthearted about it. That means none of that hateful speech and tone should be going into it. Well, you really did it this time, Helen, and now your family is going to pay the price for it dearly. And my son is telling me that he no longer wants anything to do with a family like yours. I believe April and Bart being engaged is no longer a thing. Huh? Bart doesn't want her anymore? He just had to witness your family making fun of me right before his very eyes. So I don't blame him for no longer wanting your daughter. I guess you'll get to have your unemployed daughter back now after all that. And not only are you and her unemployed, but so will your husband be here soon, and maybe even your son. And then all four of you can be a poor and jobless family with no use to our society. Am I right? Well, this is all you deserve after how you treated me, so there was no avoiding this. I'm sorry, Karen. I can see now that everything I did to you was wrong. Do you think we can start everything over again and get back to getting to know one another? I know that my misunderstanding is the reason for all this, but no thank you. There are no more chances for you now, Helen. All of you jobless lowlives can band together now and try to find a way out of that mess. And tell me, who are the real poor people after today? In the end, Helen, her husband, and April all tried their hardest to apologize to Karen for what they'd done, but Karen ignored all of them as though they were nothing more than ants. And after that, Helen's husband lost his job at the bank and was no longer able to consider himself a wealthy banker. He had tried so hard to plead his case to the owners of the bank, but when they told him he had crossed the line making fun of one of their biggest partners, they had no choice but to get rid of him. They also stated to him that due to all of the money his family actions cost the bank, he would be taken to court and have to pay a reparation to the bank. And when it came to the kids, the marriage between April and Bart was also canceled, and the money that was owed to the bank by her family was paid for with all their savings. When the news of that court case got out regarding said money being paid after the actions of the family, April's brother then lost his job at the bank he worked for. And the reasoning was to prevent future issues that might occur with him. So, as of right now, that family is left with nothing to do but cry and whine about what's happened. And if they ever plan on finding new jobs again, they might want to settle with something outside the world of money, as no bank or financial institution would want to hire them now. I believe all of this was a very good lesson for them, that picking on someone you have no idea about can for sure bite you in the butt before you realize it.
Hey, what do you mean you're not going today? You can't possibly mean you're skipping Paige's wedding, right?
No, that's exactly what I mean. I think it's best if I don't go in my current condition. I don't want to cause any trouble. Plus, Paige even said that she understands and just appreciates the thought.
So you're saying you're not going to her wedding just because you're pregnant?
It's not just that. My due date is really close. The baby could come at any moment now. The doctor has also advised that I stay on bed rest to avoid any potential complications.
The doctor just recommended that you take it easy, right? It's not like they said you absolutely must stay on bed rest no matter what happens, did they?
Well, no. They didn't say it exactly like that, but...
So what? You're gonna let what Paige said and what the doctor suggested be your excuses? In the end, you just don't want to go to the wedding, right? Isn't that what this is really about?
That's not true at all. I do want to celebrate Paige's special day. But if I get sick or something happens because of my condition, don't you think that that would cause more trouble? And honestly, I haven't been feeling all that well lately.
Oh, stop it already. If you're not feeling well, it's only because you haven't been managing your health properly.
Managing my health? Seriously? Ever since I got pregnant, you've been leaving all the housework to me. You're always too busy with work to help, and I've been doing all the cooking, cleaning, and laundry by myself. And yet you're talking about health management now?
What are you complaining about? That's your job, isn't it? It's your responsibility to take care of the house and manage your health, all while fulfilling your role as an adult.
Oh, really? And what about you? Isn't it your job to manage your health as well? You were out sick with a cold just last week. The month before that, you took time off because of an upset stomach. And before that, you missed work after getting bitten by some insect, remember? And you're lecturing me about health management?
Shut up! Even if I do get sick sometimes, I still manage to keep working and bring in money, don't I? That's what matters. And besides, how was I supposed to prevent getting bitten by a weird bug? I had no control over that, and the swelling was awful.
Okay, I'll admit that the bug bite incident was unfortunate.
Don't get smart with me. You've been acting all high and mighty lately. Who do you think is providing for this household? Who's the one making sure you even have a place to live and food on the table?
You always bring that up, but do you realize how outdated that way of thinking is? Hardly anyone talks like that anymore. It's not the 1950s.
Oh, so now you're just gonna brush it off because I hit a nerve, huh? Typical. Anyway, enough excuses. You're coming to the wedding and that's final. I'll call a taxi right now.
Wait a second. I think my contractions are starting. And my water just broke. There's no way I can make it to the wedding now. I need to get to the hospital, fast.
Contractions? That's just like a bad stomach ache. Don't exaggerate. Today is my sister's wedding. You're coming even if you have to crawl there.
Crawl? Are you even hearing yourself? This is the time when you're supposed to be worried about me, not your sister's wedding.
Worried? You're pregnant. Of course contractions are gonna happen eventually. It's no different from getting a cramp. Now stop making excuses and get ready. You're coming to the wedding.
I honestly thought you'd understand if I told you I was in labor. But I guess even now you're putting your sister's wedding above me and our baby.
Obviously, Paige is my one and only sister, and today is the most important day of her life. What could possibly be more important than that? Of course the wedding takes priority, so get yourself ready and get in that taxi.
I see. Fine, I'll go.
Good. And don't be late. Tell the taxi driver to step on it if you have to. I don't care how fast they have to drive. Just make sure you're there.
Hey, Fran. Cedric told me Fran will be here soon. But are you really able to come? Is your body okay? Yeah, I'm on my way. I thought I'd at least make an appearance, even if it's just for a short while. I really do want to celebrate with everyone. Plus, there's a hospital nearby, so I should be fine as long as I don't stay too long. No way. Cedric probably kept bugging you about it, right? Honestly, who even cares about some wedding for a sister-in-law? It's not like it's that important. What? How can you say something like that out loud so easily? I mean, if it were me, I'd find it super annoying. Honestly. And on top of that, you're in the final stages of pregnancy, right? It's totally crazy for you to push yourself just to attend. I'm sure Cedric kept nagging you, right? After all, I just got word that you weren't going to come a few moments ago. Yeah, Cedric seems to really care about you, though. When I told him that I started having contractions, he told me to come even if I had to crawl. Wait, what? You're having contractions? No. If that's the case, you really shouldn't come. What are we supposed to talk about with someone who's in labor? I think you're focusing on the wrong thing here. But anyway, I should apologize. The truth is, I lied about the contractions. Cedric was so insistent on me coming that I thought that if I told him I was in labor, he'd back off and let me stay home. So instead of letting up, he told you to come even if you had to crawl? That's insane. I can't believe he's my brother. I'm honestly tempted to cut ties with him. Why does he care about you so much? He seems to be really overprotective. Oh, please. There's no reason for it. He's just obsessed with me because I'm his little sister. He's got this weird image of himself as the perfect big brother. Telling you to crawl to the wedding is probably part of that fantasy. Like, oh, look at me. I'm so devoted to my sister that I'll even make extreme demands for her. And that's how he thinks. I see. Honestly, he's been acting jealous of my fiancé, and he keeps harassing me about it. It's seriously creepy the way he behaves. Wait, he's doing things like that too? That's really disturbing. Fran, since you're already heading to the hospital, what do you think about actually showing up to the wedding crawling? You know, like Cedric wanted. Excuse me? You're fed up with him, aren't you? Let's show everyone how messed up Cedric really is. It's time people knew. But if I actually showed up crawling, wouldn't that make me the crazy one too? Every battle requires some level of sacrifice. And besides, I'm sick of him being all over me too, so I'd appreciate it. Wait, how are you sacrificing anything in this plan? Look, you have to do something drastic. Cedric has a great public image, and even our relatives think highly of him. He's known as the caring, devoted older brother, and he's even giving a speech at the wedding. I, for one, refuse to sit through that speech. The more I hear about this, the more it sounds like you're the one benefiting from this whole plan. Well, what about you? Do you really plan on staying married to Cedric? This is the guy who told his wife, who claimed to be in labor, to crawl to his sister's wedding. Is that someone you want to spend your life with? You're right. I have been thinking about leaving him. Then, you know what you have to do. Let's expose him for the controlling maniac he is. Come on, Fran. It's the perfect opportunity.
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Well, you're the one who said, come even if you have to crawl. So, I actually crawled here.
Don't give me that! Who the hell actually crawls to a wedding? Thanks to you, everything's turned into a huge commotion.
But you told me to come no matter what, so I did just as you said.
You're saying that again, damn it! Now everyone's calling me a crazy guy who made his pregnant wife crawl to the wedding.
Well, isn't that exactly what happened? I mean, you did say that, didn't you? It seems like you finally realized just how crazy that sounds.
Damn it! This is such a mess! I still have to give my speech soon!
All I did was follow your order, Cedric.
You did this on purpose, didn't you? You crawled here to make me look like some kind of maniac. That was your plan all along, wasn't it?
There's no making you look like anything. You're a maniac, Cedric. That's just the truth.
Well, if I'm a maniac, then you're just as crazy, crawling all the way here like that. Don't you have any shame?
Shame? You're the one who told your 9 months pregnant wife to crawl to your sister's wedding. If anyone should be ashamed, it's you.
So this was your way of getting back at me, wasn't it? Damn it, the whole venue is still buzzing about what just happened. Everyone's staring at me with these cold, judgmental eyes.
And so it looks like it was a success then?
A success? Are you out of your mind? With a stunt like this, you're gonna end up being looked down on just as much as me. Our family is definitely gonna hate you now. Are you really okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine. Because after this, I'm not going to be a part of this family anymore.
What? What are you talking about?
Once I divorce you, I won't have to deal with your family or anyone else here ever again. So it doesn't really matter to me what they think.
Divorce? You can't be serious.
Of course I am. Think about it, Cedric. Do you honestly believe you've been a good husband? Deep down, you know the answer.
Look, I get it. You're mad at me because of what happened today. But you have to understand, to me, family is everything. I'll always prioritize family above all else. I know you didn't grow up with a family, so maybe you don't get that.
Wow. I can't believe you actually just said that. To tell someone who lost their parents at a young age that they don't understand the value of family, that's incredibly low, even for you.
Well, if you had family, then maybe you'd get where I'm coming from. But no, you don't, so you're just being selfish. Wanting a divorce over something like this, that's just you being immature.
Call it whatever you want. I don't care. I'm divorcing you, Cedric. That's all there is to it.
You've got to be kidding me! There's no way I'm letting you do that! You're pregnant with my child! You think I'm just gonna let you walk away?
I'll raise this baby on my own. With all the things you've said and done, I'm sure I'll get custody without any issues.
You... No, fine. You know what? I'll prove to everyone that I'm not the bad guy here. I still have my speech to give. I'll tell everyone that this whole act of yours crawling here was just a plan to make me look bad. They'll believe me. I've always had their trust.
You really are something else, Cedric.
No, you're the one who's disgusting. You've ruined Paige's wedding just to get back at me. I'm going to expose your selfish nature in front of everyone. Just wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
What the? Hey, what was that announcement just now? At the bride's request, the family speech has been assigned to you, the sister-in-law? What's going on?
It's exactly as it sounds. The speech that was supposed to be yours is now mine to give. I'll be taking care of it.
What? You must have done something. Did you threaten Paige or something?
Threaten her? That's absurd. I didn't do anything of the sort. If anything, it feels like I'm the one being threatened by Paige.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
I mean, I didn't know about this either until that announcement just now. This whole thing is news to me too. But after a public broadcast like that, what choice do I have? I can't just refuse in front of everyone now, can I? It's basically like I'm being forced, no, threatened into doing it.
But why would Paige ask you to do the speech instead of me? I'm her brother, her only brother. I know Paige wanted me to give that speech more than anything. I'm her family, after all.
Are you sure about that? Because from where I'm standing, it seems like Paige might have a different opinion.
What are you talking about? What do you know about Paige that I don't? I'm her brother. I've known her all my life.
Exactly. You've known her all your life, and yet you still don't understand her at all.
What the hell do you mean by that? I'm her family. Of course I know her better than anyone else.
Do you, though? You say you're her family, but have you actually taken the time to understand her needs? Her feelings? I doubt that. Maybe Paige isn't as happy with you as you think she is. Why else would she hand the speech over to me at the last minute like this?
You've got no idea what you're talking about. Paige would never betray me like that. I'm her brother, her only brother, and she knows how important this day is to me. She'd never take that speech away from me without a good reason.
Well, if you're so sure about that, why don't you go ask her yourself? If you truly believe that you're the one who should be making the speech and that Paige had no good reason to change your mind, then go and talk to her. See what she says.
You bet I will. I don't need you to tell me that. I'll go find her right now and we'll get to the bottom of this. Hey, Paige, what was that announcement all about earlier? I mean, saying that Fran is gonna give the speech instead of me? Isn't that a bit strange?
Strange? What exactly is strange about it?
Well, I mean, Fran isn't related to you by blood, right? In situations like this, it's supposed to be the actual brother, me, who gives the speech. That's the proper way things should go, don't you think?
This is my wedding, Cedric. Shouldn't I be the one who decides who gets to speak?
Okay, fine, but Paige, are you seriously saying you really want Fran to give the speech? Is that what you truly want?
Of course. Why else would I have made that decision?
Paige, wait a minute. Is someone threatening you? If someone is forcing you into this, just tell me and I'll protect you. You know I will.
Threatening me? No one's threatening me. Geez, you're so over the top. And you know what, Cedric? You're really creepy.
What?
You're always sticking your nose into my business. It's annoying. Like, seriously, with this wedding, you've been giving your 2 cents about everything. You've been absolutely insufferable.
Paige, what's gotten into you?
Oh, don't act all innocent. I know about the private investigator you hired to spy on my fiancé. Yeah, that's right. I know everything. Honestly, it's beyond creepy.
But I just wanted to protect you. I've been looking out for you, Paige. That's all I've ever tried to do.
Protect me? You're delusional. Seriously, what is with you? It's just gross. You're obsessed.
Wait. Are you sure someone's not putting you up to this? Please, Paige, if someone is pressuring you, just say the word. I'll deal with them for you.
No one's putting me up to anything, Cedric. This is all me. Get a grip and face reality.
But if that's really how you feel, you should have told me earlier, right? You never said anything like this before. You never acted this way towards me before either.
I didn't say anything because it was just too much of a hassle. And besides, everyone in the family seems to think you're this perfect, caring brother. It would have been a nightmare to deal with all the drama if I'd called you out on your nonsense earlier.
I don't believe you. That can't be how you really feel. Deep down, I know you care about me. You've always looked up to me. I'm your big brother.
Wow, that's terrifying. You're literally just making stuff up at this point. I do not look up to you, Cedric. You're just a nuisance, plain and simple.
Nuisance? That's not true. I've always cared for you, Paige. I've always put your well-being first. I've done everything for you.
Please, do you seriously think just saying you care about me makes up for all the things you've done? If you actually cared about me, you wouldn't be doing all these things I hate. So just stop.
But I've only ever tried to...
Enough already, Cedric. If you really cared, you'd respect my choices. And right now, my choice is for Fran to give the speech. Got it?
How? How can you just dismiss me like this, Paige? After everything we've been through as siblings, you're really choosing Fran over me?
Yes, Cedric, I am. And it's final. So either deal with it or just leave. Honestly, you're ruining the day for me. You've been suffocating this whole time.
But I'm your brother! Doesn't that mean anything to you? All I've ever done was try to protect you, try to keep you safe.
Cedric, listen to me. I don't need or want your protection. What I need is for you to stop meddling in my life. The spying on my fiancé, the constant hovering, it's too much. Do you even realize how much you're overstepping?
I was just looking out for you. I was doing what any good brother would do.
A good brother doesn't hire private investigators to tail their sister's fiancé. That's not being protective. That's being invasive. And I'm done putting up with it. So go ahead, storm off if you want, but this is my wedding and I get to decide who speaks.
Paige, I only ever wanted the best for you.
Then stop making this about you. This is my day, Cedric, not yours. Let me enjoy it without all your drama, okay?
I don't understand. After everything I've done, you're really gonna shut me out?
I've been wanting to shut you out for a long time now. Today just gave me the perfect excuse. So yeah, Cedric, this is me telling you, enough is enough.
I can't believe this!
Well, believe it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a wedding to enjoy.
Hey, don't you think that speech was a bit much? You went too far. Exposing our text messages like that, how is that fair? Those were personal, private conversations, you know.
Personal? Well, isn't that the whole point of a family speech, to talk about personal things? Besides, I had to explain why the speech was suddenly switched over to me in the first place. And, well, I started having fun while doing it. Before I knew it, I was spilling all kinds of things.
Yeah, well, thanks to you, I can't even show my face there anymore. Do you realize how many people from my company were there?
Of course. You're the one who invited them all, remember?
My own family won't even speak to me now. I disappeared from the wedding and not a single person has tried to reach out to me. No one cares.
Guess your true colors finally showed, huh? Honestly, I'm glad. Now everyone knows just how messed up you are.
They also know how crazy you are, too. You didn't exactly come out looking great either. Damn it, what am I supposed to do now?
Simple. Just pay me the alimony you owe, and we'll be done.
Wait, what?
I've got plenty of evidence of how you treated me, Cedric. I've been thinking of making it all public and taking you to court over it.
Well, hold on. You're not serious, are you? You're really gonna kick me when I'm already down?
I think the one who's about to kick you down even further is Paige, not me. Seems like she's got a lot of dirt on you. Things you probably didn't think she'd ever find out.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, didn't you know? She's planning to come out with all the proof she has against you. Stuff like you hiring a private investigator to follow her fiancé around, harassing him. Not to mention the fact that you even hired women to flirt with him, trying to get him to cheat.
No, that can't be. She knows about all that, but I let them get married in the end, didn't I? I could have stopped it, but I didn't. Doesn't that count for something?
Maybe that whole holier-than-thou attitude of yours is probably what Paige hated the most about you. Now that everyone in the family is already looking at you with suspicion thanks to my speech, she's ready to unleash all that evidence she's got. That'll be the real finishing blow.
It's over. Everything is over.
Yeah, it's over. You can stop pretending now. Good job in making it this far.
Fran, please don't abandon me, okay? I'll apologize for everything I've done, I swear. I'll change, I promise. Just give me another chance, please.
Wow, how pathetic. You know, I'm really glad I crawled my way over here after all. Thanks, Cedric.
Huh? Well, what are you talking about?
I really mean it. Thanks for telling me to crawl my way over to this wedding. Because of that, I got the chance to ruin you completely. Fran, you really pulled it off. I never expected it to go this smoothly. Yeah, me neither. I owe it all to you, thank you. No, I didn't do anything. Honestly, when I said, why don't you just come crawling over, I was just joking. I mean, you're actually in your 3rd trimester. Huh? But it's so great that everything went so well. We seem to have secured a pretty decent amount of compensation, and I'm genuinely grateful. You're really being quite opportunistic, aren't you? But I had fun too, so thank you. Just remember, this is all hindsight, okay? I mean, think about it. When we first started this, there were so many uncertainties. I never imagined to be standing here after all that chaos, feeling like we actually achieved something significant. It's like, despite all the risk, we managed to come out on top. Right? And I was so nervous at first, wondering how everyone would react. But now, looking back, it feels almost exhilarating. We turned the situation around in our favor. Exactly. It's like we transformed all that tension into something positive. I couldn't have done it without your support, honestly. I really appreciate your help. Oh, come on. You know I was just along for the ride. But still, it's nice to hear that. I guess we make a pretty good team after all. For sure. Here's to more unexpected victories in the future. After the divorce with me was finalized, Cedric found himself in a difficult situation. He had to pay substantial alimony to both me and Paige, his fiancée, which left him financially destitute. He became utterly broke, with nothing to his name. The financial burden of supporting 2 households took a significant toll on him, and it seems that, due to the recent events surrounding our separation, he also decided to resign voluntarily from his job. Now, in what appears to be an act of desperation, he has left town, almost as if he were fleeing in the night, and is currently living in a cheap apartment away from the life he once knew. I often find myself contemplating how he feels about his current circumstances. He has not only lost me, but has also been completely shunned by his family, including my sister and all our relatives. What kind of emotions must he be grappling with as he navigates through this drastic change in his life? Is he feeling regret over his choices, or is he perhaps trying to convince himself that he's better off without any of us? It's hard to say what goes through a person's mind when they hit rock bottom, but I can imagine that it is a mix of confusion, anger, and possibly some sense of freedom, even if it's short-lived. The situation has taken a toll on everyone involved, and it's hard to fathom how he copes with the enormity of what has happened. To have gone from being engaged and planning a future with someone to living in solitude and isolation is a drastic transformation. One day, he was living a life filled with promise, and the next he was stripped of that, forced to confront the consequences of his actions. I can only imagine the weight of that realization. How does one pick up the pieces after such a public and painful fallout? On the other hand, this experience has brought Paige and me closer. We have developed a strong friendship through these events, which has been a silver lining in this otherwise difficult situation. Our bond has deepened significantly. We've moved beyond the initial stages of our relationship and have come to support each other in meaningful ways. Through the shared experience of navigating the aftermath of Cedric's choices, we have forged a connection that is both comforting and empowering. Paige has this intriguing personality that I find both confusing and comforting at the same time. I often wonder if she is simply carefree or if there's a deeper cunning to her character. Regardless, there's a sense of reliability I feel when I'm with her. It's almost like having a partner in crime, someone with whom I can share my thoughts and feelings openly. Together, we navigate the ups and downs of life, sharing both laughter and tears as we reflect on our experiences. Meanwhile, I'm doing my best to raise our child on my own. It's a challenging yet rewarding journey that I embrace wholeheartedly. Every day brings new trials and triumphs, but with the support of my family and Paige, I am managing to create a nurturing environment for my child. The love and care I put into raising my little one are my top priorities, and I am determined to provide a stable and happy home. There are moments when the weight of single parenthood feels overwhelming. The responsibilities of caring for a newborn are immense. I find myself juggling countless tasks, from sleepless nights to diaper changes, and from preparing meals to soothing cries. Yet, in those quiet moments, when my child smiles or falls asleep in my arms, I feel a profound sense of joy and fulfillment that makes all the struggles worthwhile. Those smiles are like little rays of sunshine that brighten even the darkest days. Family has been an invaluable source of support during this time. They lend a helping hand when I'm in need, providing encouragement and respite. Whether it's my parents coming over to help with the baby or a close friend offering to babysit so I can have some time for myself, these gestures mean the world to me. Their support reminds me that I am not alone in this journey. I have a network of people who genuinely care and want to help me succeed as a parent. Paige, too, has been incredibly supportive. Our friendship has blossomed into something truly special. We often share our thoughts about our respective journeys, and I appreciate how she listens without judgment. She brings a sense of lightness to my life, reminding me that it's okay to have fun and enjoy the little things amidst the chaos. Sometimes, we indulge in simple pleasures, like watching movies together or sharing a meal while discussing our hopes for the future. Those moments of laughter and connection mean so much to me. Our outings together have become a cherished routine. Sometimes, we take the baby for strolls in the park, chatting about everything from our hopes and dreams to our fears and doubts. It's during these moments that I realize how fortunate I am to have someone like her by my side. The bond we share not only helps me cope with my challenges, but also fills my life with joy and companionship. Despite the hardships we face, I find myself reflecting on the beauty of life. I cherish the precious moments with my child, the laughter shared with friends, and the warmth of family. Each day is an opportunity for growth and connection, and I strive to make the most of it. There are days when the challenges seem insurmountable, but I remind myself that every struggle is a stepping stone toward a brighter future. As I navigate this new chapter of my life, I am learning to embrace the uncertainties. The challenges may be daunting, but they also pave the way for new beginnings. I am grateful for the lessons I've learned through this journey, as they have shaped me into a stronger, more resilient person. I recognize that personal growth often comes from overcoming adversity, and I am committed to embracing that growth with open arms. In the end, I understand that life is not just about the obstacles we face, but how we respond to them. I am committed to raising my child with love, compassion, and strength, ensuring that they grow up in a supportive environment. I want to instill values of kindness and resilience in my child so that they can navigate their own challenges with grace. As for Cedric, I hope he finds his way too. Perhaps one day he will reflect on his actions and recognize the consequences they have brought upon him. Life can be unforgiving, but it also offers opportunities for redemption. Only time will tell how he chooses to navigate this new path. I genuinely hope that he learns from this experience and finds a way to rebuild his life, even if it means doing so without me or our shared dreams. In the meantime, I will continue to embrace the love and support around me, cherishing every moment with my child and nurturing the friendships that have blossomed in the wake of adversity. Life may not be what I initially envisioned, but I am determined to make it beautiful in its own right. I believe that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, and I am committed to finding joy in the everyday moments that make life special. As I reflect on this journey, I feel a renewed sense of hope. The road ahead may be uncertain, but I am ready to face whatever comes my way. I have learned to trust in my ability to adapt and thrive, even in the face of challenges. With my child by my side and the support of my friends and family, I know I can create a life filled with love, laughter, and purpose. In conclusion, while Cedric may have chosen a path that led to his downfall, I am choosing a path of resilience and hope. I refuse to let his actions define my future or the future of my child. Instead, I will continue to build a life that reflects my values and aspirations. I will strive to be the best parent I can be and create a loving home that fosters growth and happiness. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and I am ready to embrace them all with an open heart.